Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk about what to eat when walking for weight loss. Now, I've lost over 100 pounds and walking played a big part in that whole process. Now let's get into exactly what to eat when walking for weight loss. I'm Steve, this is Life at the White House, let's get into it. Okay guys, so what did I eat to help get me this result and lose over 100 pounds? What I was eating was mainly keto. If you're new to that, what keto is basically you're going to be getting the majority of your calories from fats. Then you'll have moderate protein and then you have low carbs. It's a low carb diet. The splits you're probably going to be wanting to look at are 70% of your calories coming from fats, 20% coming from proteins, and a further 10% coming from carbs. So you can play around with them numbers a little bit, but essentially that is what it is. So the old food pyramid that we're all taught about, that kind of gets flipped on its head, and keto is mainly fats, moderate proteins, and low carb, whereas a normal diet, or what you've been told to eat since you were a kid, is base carbohydrates, then protein, then fats. So it's a bit odd, but it did definitely work for me. And if you're interested in exactly what I ate, I'll either link it above my head right now, or I'll link it in the description down below, and that's another YouTube video where I go into a lot more detail about keto and how it worked for me. But alongside that, I also did a few things as well as walking, as well as eating keto, and one of them things was intermittent fasting, and that's what we're going to talk about now. Okay guys, so what is intermittent fasting? So essentially what that is you're having eating windows and you're having fasting windows. Now this can be split into what is commonly referred to as a 16 and 8, and I think that is a fantastic starting point if you're a beginner. But if you are a complete beginner, all of this must be flying over your head, so let's break that down a little bit. So in the day we have 24 hours, and with the 16 and 8, that's how it's split. So 16 and 8 gives you 24. So for the 16 hours, you're going to be fasting or not eating, and then you're going to have an 8-hour eating window. And that is what a 16 and 8 is. Now there are various other splits. You can split them 24 however you like. As an absolute beginner, you can start with a 12 and 12, but I'm not sure if you'd see much of a difference there, because if say you finish your dinner at 8 PM and then you at your breakfast at 8 AM, you probably wouldn't even realise that you're doing a 12-12. That'd just be a normal day for you. But I think once you start doing a 16 and 8, so you're not skipping your breakfast, you're just pushing it back a little, you're going to realise that you're doing something then. But that's what fasting is. So you'll have eating windows and you'll have fasting windows. It comes in various forms. So I would say a beginner would be a 16 and 8, and then you can move on to a 20 and 4. So you have a 20-hour fast and a 4-hour eating window, and you can fit this in however you'd like, however's best for you and what works best for you. Maybe you want to do it after work, and then the majority of your fast, you can imagine, 8 hours or 9 if you're a little bit lucky, would be spent asleep in bed. So the majority of your fast could be spent actually sleeping, and then once you've woken up, all you're doing is pushing your breakfast back a few hours, and then you're going to be into your eating window. So it's not as, I think when you first hear about it, you think, God, that's a real challenge. But then once you realise the majority is actually spent in bed, and all you're doing really is just pushing your breakfast back a little bit, then it comes a lot more manageable, and you feel like you can do it. So a 16 and 8 is a great place to start. So yeah, and then as you progress, you'll maybe be doing a 20 and 4. So you might want to sort that so it's after you come home from work. So say you come home, you finish work at 5, and so that's when your eating window can open up, and then you'll have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it will shut again. But you can have them 4 hours there of your eating window, and then you just follow that around. But don't start with that, because that probably is a little bit challenging for a beginner. Start with the 16 and 8 and just ease yourself into this. But so again, yeah, there's to 20 and 4, or you can have an OMAD style of eating. And OMAD stands for 1 meal a day. So you'll have a 24-hour fast, eat 1 meal, and then your 24-hour fasting again. Or you can have alternate day fasting, which is where you eat in an eating window. So you have an 8-hour eating window in a day, and then that's it. And then the next day you fast, and then you eat again. So you fast one day, eat the next, and that's a bit more advanced. But it starts as a 16 and 8, and then you can just progress through like that if you'd like, if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. But it did work for me. So yeah, I found that really, really helpful, especially when you're trying to keep on top of your calories and things like that. Not snacking all throughout the day really helped, keep the calories down. Especially when I was trying to lose weight at the beginning, it was a fantastic tool to help me, lose over 100 pounds and lose a ton of weight. So I definitely recommend it. But if you are just starting out, try 16 and 8, and that should work really well for you. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's something to try. But along with that, we need to look at calories in versus calories out. Okay guys, calories in versus calories out. Now, when walking for weight loss, it's important to get your calories right. So what I mean by calories in and calories out is you have 3 forms. You've got caloric maintenance, you have a caloric surplus, and you have a caloric deficit. Now, a caloric maintenance would mean that you're consuming enough calories to maintain your body weight. A surplus would mean you're consuming enough calories to gain weight, and a caloric deficit means you're consuming the right amount of calories to lose weight. Now, this is going to be different for everybody, depending on a whole host of things, how big you are, the amount of exercise you do, and it will vary for everyone. So you need to find out what your caloric maintenance is, and then if you want to gain a little bit of weight or lose a bit of weight, you can then know how many calories you need to be consuming per day in order to lose or gain a little bit of weight, whatever you would like to do. So let's just take an example, and let's just say you need 2,000 calories to maintain your body weight. If you want to start losing weight, I would suggest eating 1,800 calories, and then you'll slowly start to see that weight loss. If you want to gain a little bit of weight, you would need to start consuming, say, 2,200 or 2,300 calories. And that is what calories in versus calories out basically is. If you need to lose weight, or you want to lose weight, you will have to be in a caloric deficit. Now, the majority of this deficit is probably going to be made up with diet and exercise, but to give you a bit more of a deficit, you can add exercise into the mix. And what we're talking here is walking. So if you go out and walk for an hour, your deficit's going to get a little bit bigger. So exercise is a fantastic way of helping you increase that deficit if you want to lose weight, and walking can play a major role in that. So again, calories in versus calories out is going to be crucial here, guys. So if you want to gain weight, you need to be in a surplus. If you want to maintain your current weight, you need to be in caloric maintenance. And if you want to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. Now, I don't know what your maintenance is. You have to go out and find out what that is, so because it's going to be individual to you. There are calculators online that you can try, and they will give you, a good ballpark figure. But then you're going to need to play around with it and see exactly what you are, so you can have that starting point. And I would say maybe consume that amount of calories for a week or 2, and if your weight doesn't move, then you know exactly what your caloric maintenance is, and then you can start coming into a deficit or go into a surplus if you want to gain weight. But yeah, spend a couple of weeks finding out what your caloric maintenance is. You can use calculators online, they're going to help you out and they're going to give you a rough idea, but then you can fine tune it yourself. So if you want to lose weight, you're going to need to be in that deficit, and walking again can help with that deficit because you're going to be exercising and burning more calories, and yeah, it's going to help you no end. But you need to know calories in versus calories out, and I assume if you're watching this you might be wanting to lose a little bit of weight, so you're going to need to be in a deficit. So caloric deficit, exercise, walking, what we're talking about here, and keto. Now, would I recommend walking for weight loss? Okay guys, would I recommend walking for weight loss? 100% I would. I think it's a fantastic tool, especially if you're like I was, a lot bigger than I am now, and you need to lose a lot of weight. It is a fantastic tool, and when compared to things like running, your risk of injury is greatly reduced with walking, and it just helps you get out there and get active. Even if you're only doing it for maybe like an hour before work or after work, you know, you're getting out there, you're exercising, and you're getting fitter. I think walking is a fantastic tool for weight loss. You can do it for quite a long time. So even though, say, 20 minutes of walking, 20 minutes of running, when you're running you'll burn more calories, but if you know, in the start, if you're big like I was and you haven't got a good level of physical fitness, you're not going to be able to run for 20 minutes, but you might be able to walk for 20 minutes, you might be able to walk for 40 minutes or an hour, and that's when the benefits of walking really kick in, because you'll be able to burn more calories walking for an hour than you would running for 15 or 20 minutes, because when you are a lot bigger you can't run. So it's just such a fantastic tool that a lot of people just don't think will do anything for them, but it is really good. So yeah, I definitely recommend walking for weight loss, guys. Get out there, give it a go. It's fantastic. I definitely recommend it. I just wanted to say another massive thank you to everyone, a bit off topic, to everyone that has subscribed to the channel. We've just gone over 200 subscribers. It's nuts. I can remember doing a video not too long ago and saying we've just gone over 10 subscribers, so now we've just gone over 200. Yeah, it's growing bigger and bigger every day, and I just want to thank everyone who's subscribed to the channel, who's liking, who's commenting, who's sharing these videos and doing all that stuff. It's just amazing, and everyone's so positive in the comments. You know, it's an incredible thing to be a part of, and we're building like a real positive community, which is fantastic. So yeah, we've gone over 200 subscribers now, and it's blowing my mind. I just wanted to say another huge thank you to everyone who's doing that and commenting and sharing and liking the videos. It's fantastic, so thank you. Well, that being said, I'm Steve. This has been Life at the White House, and I'll see you again in the next one. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you did like it, please do drop a thumbs up down below. If you want to see more videos, click on the link on the left hand side, and if you've got any questions for me, leave them down there in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But apart from that, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.